Next is microbes cause food poisoning. Yes, microbes destroy our food, they damage our food materials, and after that, infected food is not suitable for eating. Microorganisms grow on some food items and produce toxic substances. These make the food poisonous, and if we consume such spoiled food, we get serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. Now let's discuss how we can preserve our food items from the attack of microbes. Food preservation is an important step to avoid the infection by microbes. You must have observed that if a bread left unused under moist conditions, it gets attacked by fungus. The microbes spoil our food, and spoiled food emits bad smell, it has bad taste, it is not suitable for eating, and it changed its color. On the other side, if we keep mangoes at home for some days, they will spoiled. But mango pickle can be stored for a long time. So how it can be done? It can be done by using proper methods of preservation. Now we are next talking about the methods to preserve different food items so that they can be kept for a long time and prevent the attack of microbes. First is chemical method. Chemical method includes salts and edible oils, which are used in food items to check the growth of microbes. They are called as preservatives. We can add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent attack of microbes. There are some preservatives named sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. They are added to jams and squashes to check their spoilage. Next is preservation by common salt. Common salt is very easy method to preserve meat and fish. They are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is important and it is done to preserve amla, raw mangoes and tamarind also. Next is preservation by sugar. Sugar is also very good preservatives for jams, jellies, squashes, etc. because sugar reduces the moisture content, which inhibits the growth of bacteria. And if the bacteria will not be able to grow, the food will not be spoiled. Next is preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such environment. Vegetables, fruits, fish and meat, they are often preserved by this method. We can also preserve the food items by heating and cold treatments. For example, boiling of milk before it is stored is very important to check the growth of microbes. Refrigeration, we keep our food in refrigerators. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes and the food is protected. Pasteurization is an important technique. It is a process in which milk is heated to about 70 degrees for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. It prevents the growth of microbes. Pasteurized milk is ready to use. It can be consumed without boiling as it is free from harmful microbes. This phenomenon was actually discovered by Louis Pasteur. Last is storage and packing. We can also preserve the food items by storing them or by proper packing them. For example, dry fruits and even some vegetables, they are sold in sealed, airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. So they are all the methods which can be used to prevent the food items from being spoiled. Next is important phenomenon, nitrogen fixation, which occurs in nature. Nitrogen fixation is the process which is done by bacteria which live in association with plant roots, and they help in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil so that the plants can avail that nitrogen. So the bacteria responsible for this process is Rhizobium, which lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants called legumes, for example, pea, beans, groundnut, etc. It fixes the atmospheric nitrogen for the plant. This association is called a symbiotic association because it involves the benefit of both the species, the bacteria as well as the plant. Both get benefit from each other. So let's see how nitrogen cycle operates in nature. As 78% of nitrogen is present in atmosphere, and it is essential component of proteins, chlorophyll, nucleic acids and vitamins, etc. So sometimes nitrogen gets fixed through action of lightning, but still the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains constant. Like all the atmosphere which is present in all the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, which cannot be directly taken by the plants and animals, it is first of all fixed into the soil by the action of bacteria and blue-green algae, that is cyanobacteria. These microbes fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, where it is converted into nitrogenous compounds. Those compounds of nitrogen which are present in soil, they are then taken up by the plants. Animals feed upon the plants, so nitrogen compounds, they enter into the animal bodies, and by the animal excreta or animal death, by the action of bacteria and fungus, those compounds come back to the soil. Some of the compounds of nitrogen from the soil, they are converted into gaseous nitrogen by the action of bacteria, and in gaseous form it again enters into the environment. And lightning also fixes some nitrogen into the soil by its action. So this is how nitrogen cycle operates in nature.